Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family beyond the binary, hello and welcome to Overwatch 2 here at Post University. Tonight, got a fantastic game against SAGU, that is the Southwestern Assemblies of God University. Now, Post University came off a tough loss last week. It was 2-3, very, very close. Almost got the reverse sweep on Penn State. Whereas the SAGU Lions had a 3-0 rout last week, having previously come off an 0-3 rout before. Oh, I seem to have frozen, it appears. So, looks like the stream is still going, just my camera seems to have died. So we're going to get into the game very, very shortly. Going to be starting things off here in Nepal. So, going to go ahead and jump in just as soon as this gets started, or as soon as they are ready to go. Let's see if I can figure out what's going on with my camera shortly as well, but hopefully we get this. Hopefully I can figure that out quickly. But regardless, game is just about ready to get underway. Starting lineup tonight for Post University going to be Veronaron, Crystal, Mydudesa, MultiKel, and SavageWifey, the starting five that we saw last week as well. For the SAGU Lions, they have Clutch, Shire, Hachizi, Wendy, Jericho, and Effer Ninja 101. Thank you all for coming in and joining us tonight. Now, Nepal, going to be a great map to start things out on. We're going to have the opportunity to see a few different looks, most likely coming out from each of these teams. Though, to be perfectly honest, Brawl can work on each of these three sub-maps that we could see on Nepal. And typically when we take a look at these control maps, we are looking at three sub-maps that can that kind of play to different strengths, different compositional strengths. So, given that most of these tend to favor a brawl composition, I think it'll be especially worth noting if we see something other than that. Of course, we are now about a week out from that the patch that came in. Big, wide sweeping changes. Mercy got nerfed quite a bit. Wrecking Ball gets a buff. Ramattra got a little nerf to their ultimate, but honestly is still something that is still a hero that is very reliable. The nerf honestly didn't really affect him that much. So I'm anticipating Ramattra being very, very strong today as we get underway. Gonna throw it to a short break, make sure that both of the teams are ready, and we should be getting underway very shortly. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Initiating match.
All right, we are here and ready to go. Everybody is loaded in. Teams are selecting their heroes now. Gonna be starting out on Sanctum. Once again, Brawl very, very dominant here, but definitely have to keep an eye out for those environmental kills. Could be coming our way.
Ready for battle.
Interesting look from both squads. MultiKel opting for the Sigma, which might have a hard time staying on point and brawling against the Orisa. So we're going to look to the Post University to try and poke at a distance, see if they can get a couple of picks on their way to the point. Whereas Hachizi, Effer Ninja, they're going to be playing a lot around this tank configuration or with a Bastion, seeing if they can kind of optimize their value there. So that also means that MultiKel are going to have to do a lot of work to make sure that they are ready to kite things away. Crystal throws out the turret to get things started. KryJoys takes a lot of damage, goes down very low. Suzu is forced out already, so Post University gonna be happy about that. Need to try and capitalize on this while there is the opportunity to do just that. In the meantime, Crystal has taken out Cheesy, so that is a big portion of the damage that is out of the way now. For Post University, they're going to feel a lot better. Pushing on a point, are able to catch it as they get this pick onto KryJoys as well. Effort Ninja trying to get in a little bit of damage at the moment, but not necessarily needing to push the point, push the issue at the moment. MultiKel getting up about 40% to their Gravitic Flux. Going to be looking to combine that with Mydudesa's Dragon Strike. Cheesy takes a quick peek around the corner in that take configuration, looking to get some damage in. KryJoys going down again means that Post University has an opportunity. They just really have to worry about Hajizi at this point. 30% already on the board for Post University. Mydudesa in the back line. Nice shot onto Hajizi as they get very low. And at this point, we're just seeing SAGU kind of staggering on to point right now. They need to kind of disengage a little bit more fully to ensure that they get another good fight here. Mydudesa just a little bit ahead with a Dragon Strike from MultiKel. Again, definitely going to be looking to see if they can combine those two. Comes a Dragon Strike. Actually, Mydudesa going to throw it straight out. That's going to keep Jericho out of the way. Wendy, though, combines for a kill with the Coalescence. Now the backline getting pressured heavily. So MultiKel looking to even things up, but a beautiful spear. Going to take them out and give control of the point over to SAGU. Post University, though, has to be feeling pretty good about this because they were already able to get 76% on the board. So realistically, only have to win 2 fights to go up early in this, but they're going to need to watch out for this Riptire coming out from KryJoys. Vero's going to have to be on the mark with their Souza if they hope to be able to dodge that damage coming in. MultiKel now going for a duel here with Effort Ninja, but it's going to favor Effort Ninja just a little bit. Nice Molten Core coming out here from Crystal. SavageWifey seeing if they can put a lot of pressure on point. Here comes that Riptire going towards the back line. Catches 3. KryJoys comes up absolutely massive with that Riptire. Now, need to figure out exactly how they're going to try and take this point back. Mydudesa getting caught out, drops down the point, has found Jericho, but Effort Ninja able to get that pick onto them. So, point continues to be held pretty well by SAGU. But Vera does have Kitsune Rush coming up. That with the Dragon Strike could allow them to push in pretty quickly. He's getting close to their ultimate as well, going down to about half health. Nice pick right there. It's going to be a trade for both squads. Jericho able to take out SavageWifey, which is unfortunate here for Post University. SAGU has now eclipsed Post University in capture percentage as well. So, oh, nice spear again coming out from Effort Ninja. Wendy forced to draw back just a little bit. 90% on the board. This is going to be Post University's last fight, but beautiful shot coming in from Mydudesa to take out the main force on point. Dragon Strike going in. That's going to allow them to really focus down to Cheesy as well. A little bit of damage coming in from KryJoys. Moira doing everything they can to try and keep a point theirs, but it's not going to be enough. Wendy comes in big, though, with a damage orb, taking out both supports here for Post University. It's really going to be up to MultiKel now to try and hold on to point as well as they can. Crystal, though, both of them getting a couple of kills. The turret coming in big as well. Nice accretion, taking out Effort Ninja. This might be the beginning of the end here for SAGU. It's going to be Hajizi trying to get on to point, trying to contest just a little bit. Might have to be, as a matter of fact, Wendy. Hajizi drops close to point, not quite on it, and what a hard fought first sub-map here tonight
1-0.
between Post University and SAGU.
Ready for battle.
A Vishkar architect always completes her task to perfection.
Post University considering a composition swap here. There's something a lot more brawly. This has echoes of Overwatch 1. when you would try to TP to point as quick as you can, get the turrets set up on the inside. Typically, you're going to see teams want to take the high ground and approach from there, and that's certainly, I think, going to be the way that SAGU looks at this. But Post University definitely approaching this like they're going to just take it straight to point. Bastion actually very far ahead here for SAGU. Yep, SAGU definitely taking that high ground. We do have the TP to point now. MultiKel taking a position kind of off point, too. Can be Crystal and Mydudesa taking a lot of damage. Nice fortify coming out from Veronaron to prevent them from getting charged into the backline. Do get a last moment contest here. Ninja once again charging full steam into the backline, forcing Post University off. So that progress that they had made has gone away. MultiKel hits a trap. That's going to allow them to just stay right in the view of Achizi, but they do go able to get a couple of picks. So despite early advantage here for Post University, it is going to be SAGU who takes first control.
I will overcome any challenge.
Like a gentle rain.
As you may see, starting to push back in, but Mydudesa lagging pretty far behind, and they have the Death Blessing coming online, so a lot of damage coming in there. They're actually doing a pretty good job focusing down F or Ninja. They do end up taking them out of the equation. A couple of fire strikes go into Cheesy, not going to be enough to take them out, but the follow-up damage is there. My dude's on point. Gonna see if they can stagger this Moira here, and in fact do.
Let's do it faster.
Over here!
Lending a hand. Enemy in sight.
It's like having a couple of technical issues, so I'm going to try and restart the stream here quickly. Hopefully we can get this back up and running. Appreciate your patience. And, oh, looks like we are back. That's fantastic. Okay, good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Big charge coming in from MultiKel, able to take one out. Now we got the coalescence behind SavageWifey as well, putting in a ton of damage. Nice charge on the clutch error from MultiKel. That's going to force everybody from SAGU. Thank you so much, everybody, for bearing with me while I have these technical issues. Apologies for it. Hopefully I can get this sorted out at least for next week, and we can just work through it tonight. So I appreciate your patience. Let's go ahead and head into the game. We are headed to Paraíso next. Personally, one of my favorite maps just from an aesthetic point of view. I absolutely love all the vibrant, bright colors here. Going to be Post University this time, starting on defense, so we'll get a pretty good view of what they are planning on running out on. Score stands 1-2-0. Post University in the lead after a nice showing on Nepal. Close several times, absolutely, but Post University able to win out in the end a little bit more convincingly on that second sub map than the first. Neither team really looking to change a whole lot, although this will be the first time I believe we've seen Mydudesa on the Cassidy. I had that backwards. It's actually going to be
5, 4, 3.
SAGU on defense first. I always get those mixed up.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Nice pick onto Vera almost immediately for SAGU. This University really is going to need to kind of wait here for the respawn to come in. The trap gonna stop MultiKel in their tracks for just a moment. That's gonna put a lot of pressure on their shield, so they're really gonna have to try and work to get the rest of this up. Mydudesa falls this time from a little bit of spam, or a nice shot rather from Windy. MultiKel getting pushed back pretty hard at this point. Might even want to consider just taking themselves off the map, but a nice charge into Cheesy takes them low. Gonna be enough, though, to get a nice fight win again here for SAGU. Right now, SAGU is doing exactly what they want to be doing here. Right? And that's poke away at Post University as they're trying to make their way to point. As soon as Post University can close the distance, they're going to have a distinct advantage here. And I like the fact that MultiKel just went behind everybody. We're going to have a Coalescence now on point. MultiKel able to take out 2. Wendy goes down. Nice Coalescence coming out from SavageWifey as well. EverNinja working as hard as they can to stay alive, but just not quite going to be able to do it. So, point will go over to Post University. Mydudesa going to be entering this next fight with a Deadeye as well. Beautiful stagger onto Wendy too. That's going to give a lot of card progress over to Post University. Mydudesa getting a little bit ahead of themselves, almost gets caught out. Clutchshire now with that high ground, definitely going to make things difficult here for Post University. Push in. I've got the Riptire ready to go as well, so this could be absolutely devastating. We saw how massive, how effective it was on the last map, but in the meantime, MultiKel has started to push up pretty aggressively onto EverNinja. Here comes the Riptire. Nice sound barrier coming out. A lot of damage going in there. GC already used their ultimate. Riptire going to finish them off in the end. SavageWifey able to get away at the last moment. Nice TP onto the high ground here. Chris is going to be able to lead Clutchshire almost immediately. MultiKel now leading the way. Beautiful charge in, and that was a phenomenally economical fight there for Post University. Didn't have to use anything in order to get all of those kills. When are you going to pop the Coalescence a little bit early, see if they can slow things down just a little bit, but Turret's going to do their job with Crystal getting that final blow. Again, really going to be looking to see how Mydudesa wants to take this Deadeye. They're really going to want to try and do it carefully. Able to get in a little bit of damage. Doesn't quite get the kills, but the follow-up damage is there, so things are looking good. SavageWifey now with the Coalescence. Gets trapped, able to get out of it very quickly. Focusing down EverNinja, going to give them the win and the point, and a lot of time moving into third. Jericho in the back line. I want to see if they can focus them down just a little bit. MultiKel seeing if they can maybe put some pressure onto Hachizi, and with Cassidy behind them, able to take out that threat. That should buy them quite a bit of progress, quite a bit of time. Jericho's going to be coming in with the Kitsune Rush, so MultiKel did a great job of kind of shutting that down previously with a Shatter. So if they can find it on the flank, that'll be great. Fortunately, Mydudesa goes down, so one fewer tool in the toolbox here. MultiKel might just want to wait, especially considering that they've got the Riptire coming out once again from Clutchshire, looking towards the back line. Finds both supports. It's a fight win there almost immediately for SAGU. Didn't even have to expend the Kitsune Rush either, which is fantastic. This time, though, Vera going to have the sound barrier coming into this, so things are looking a little bit better for Post University here. Crystal going over the Torbjorn, too. Instead, that'll allow them to put a lot of pressure on point as they get closer to capping it. Just going down pretty low. There's a big Shatter. Going to be able to almost take somebody out, but the Suzu is there from Jericho. Shatter just not quite far enough in order to be able to capture them. Vero, she goes ahead and pops the sound barrier as well to try and keep her team alive. Mydudesa getting a couple of huge kills, but EverNinja strikes back with a massive terror surge. Just not quite enough healing left for Post University. Crystal might actually make it out of here with her life. No, she's going back in. Save the turret. Looking good, though. MultiKel and Crystal actually managed to back up, able to save their lives. But now, lot of opportunity here for Post University coming in. Nice move. Going to keep that dead eye away, but SavageWifey still doing a lot of work with this Coalescence. In the meantime, Mydudesa finding a couple of big kills. Here comes aerial strike in from Bastion. Not going to be enough, though, to make anything happen. And with that, should just be a couple of staggers onto point to try and keep this theirs. But a Coalescence definitely going to make that a lot harder when he doesn't get to point, though. So Post University ends with a minute 49 on the clock.
Score 0-3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Minute 49 is an excellent time bank here for Post University. This is not an easy map to capture, so they have to be feeling pretty good about their chances here. First time we're going to see the Ramatra here today. Potentially. We'll see if that actually comes out of spawn, as MultiKel is on the Sigma. So once again, going to be looking to kind of delay this brawl for as long as possible. Really going to function a lot like what we saw from SAGU. Going to be looking to cut away from the damage
4, 3,
and deal their own on their way in.
attackers incoming.
Ninja does in fact stay on the Ramatra, so excited to see this first time having to come out tonight to play. Shield goes up, gives him a little bit of preventative measures. With SavageWifey going down, things are looking pretty rough here for Post University. A lot of pressure now being put onto Crystal. Drops just a little bit too early. Now MultiKel trying to do what they can to stay alive, but KryJoys has already eliminated Vero as well. This is going to be a very quick point capture for SAGU. And be coming into second with a little bit more time on the clocks than Post University, so they gonna have their work cut out for them here as they begin to regroup and post their next defense.
Stop the payload.
Silver lining here for Post U is that happened so quickly. Neither team really had an opportunity to pick up any ultimates. KryJoys now starting to get around the corner. MultiKel's shield going down very low very quickly. Mydudesa getting close to a Dragon Strike as well, so this could be pretty impactful. Take advantage of that high ground. See if they can keep KryJoys off of it, but we got a big flank coming in here from SAGU. MultiKel able to find Jericho, so it's going to be a lot less sustained coming in. In fact, continuing to put the pressure on. KryJoys going down low. Mydudesa doing a good job of getting some of those logs in there, but in the meantime, MultiKel doing a good job of brawling on point, especially considering they fell right into a trap. Considering Rush going to be coming up here soon, Mydudesa does eventually get that final blow on the KryJoys. That's great for Post University as well because of the stagger there. Rest of the team had just gotten back to point when they got the pick onto KryJoys, but again, KryJoys gonna have that Riptire ready to go, so it's been pretty impactful just about every time we've seen it so far. In addition, Jericho's gonna have this rally getting close to the Annihilation as well. The big thing that SAGU wants to make sure they do is not overcommit here. But Mydudesa lets loose with their Dragon Strike. Coalescence now from SavageWifey. Jericho trying to keep things going for SAGU. Rally not going to quite get the heals that they wanted for it, so good first hold coming out here from Post University. And rather economical too. It was an early Dragon Strike, which means that Mydudesa has built up quite a bit now towards their next one. And it was that Coalescence from SavageWifey that really cut a lot of people down, in addition to the ultimate from MultiKel. We're now with the Kitsune Rush. A couple of different ways they can use this. They can use it to try and end this fight early, or even to look to back away from this annihilation. Riptire coming in, able to find a kill onto Crystal. That's going to be a trade. Ninja, in the meantime, has found a counter pick. Might not even necessarily need to use the annihilation here, as both supports are actually down at this point. This is going to be hard for Post University to push into because of this annihilation coming up, right? They can use it to try and secure this last point, but with a pick onto KryJoys, things have definitely gotten a little bit easier here for Post University. And after Ninja going down very low, they might want to wait until they've gotten healed just a little bit before using this annihilation. Here comes a beautiful Dragon Strike from Mydudesa, cutting down just about everybody in their tracks. 2:23 still on the clock here for SAGU. Wow, what a shot from Mydudesa. Recognizing as well that that KryJoys is one of the biggest threats right now on SAGU. So I mean, keep them at bay, keep them out of the fight, keep them from getting to build that Riptire. Should be able to find a lot of success. They want to take this fight slow as well because there's no ultimates on board, but MultiKel and SavageWifey about to get theirs. Here comes the annihilation now from Ninja, but going down very low. TC forced to back up as well. Crystal able to get that final blow onto them. That's a big hold here for Post. That is some pretty significant ultimates out of the way. Might be a little bit of an overspend here with the Gravitic Lux, but they do still have the Coalescence in tow. They're gonna get the Dragon Strike back as well. They're gonna need all of this because Jericho does have the rally coming up, and that could be a pretty big factor in this upcoming fight. That, honestly, plus the Kitsune Rush could be brutal. Minute left to go. They have to get this point, otherwise they're gonna be down 2-0 in this first to 3. KryJoys trying to get some of this high ground for them. Easy taking a little bit of damage, but not terribly much. Here comes that rally now. Gonna be pushing in. SavageWifey trying to take things into their hands with a Coalescence. That is going to do the trick. Cuts down pretty much the entire team right off the bat. 40 seconds left to go. This is SAGU's final opportunity to get through this portion of the map, and given how far back now the card has gotten, they're gonna have to win potentially 2 fights here. Means they're gonna have to win this first one and in overtime win the next. So got the Kitsune Rush, gonna go ahead and use it almost immediately. They're probably gonna want to try and hold on to something else for the next fight, which they're certainly gonna have to take. Mydudesa down, that's a pretty big thorn in the side of Post University. Crystal desperately trying to stay alive. They should be able to get this online relatively quickly. The Molten Core could be a pretty big determining factor here. MultiKel taking down Jericho as well is going to be big. Mydudesa finds a pick as well. Here comes the Molten Core that should force almost everybody up point. KryJoys does get a pick, but Mydudesa striking back. Nobody able to touch Post University. Looking at a 2-0 scoreline.
Victory. Play of the game.
Imagine this is going to be the Terra Surge that we saw, yeah, towards the end here. Absolutely beautifully done. Waiting just the right amount of time in order to get that pick. Definitely not an easy ultimate to find a value with. That's definitely the case there. So, gonna send it back to lobby. We're gonna find out what map is coming next, where the SAGU Lions think they can put up their best effort here to try and come back in this series, because Post University is at match point. Don't go anywhere. We will be back soon. Dorado. Potentially the final destination here tonight. 2-0 the scoreline. Post University up at the moment, looking to close things out here. Whole lot of high ground on Dorado. This it definitely plays towards dive compositions pretty heavily. And high ground pretty much omnipresent all of second point, and at least for the first part of first. Once again, we will have SAGU on the defense. A little bit of a different look here, maybe hoping to have a little more survivability with Windy on the Baptiste. KryJoys also sporting the Widowmaker. It could make Mydudesa's life a whole lot harder. They were pretty big part of the winning formula that Post University had on our previous map. So, as the doors open, it will be MultiKel back on the Sigma. It seems to be working pretty well for them, and especially considering that there's a Widowmaker up here as well. Could potentially shut them down in a big way by just throwing that shield right in front of them, making sure they don't have any opportunity to really get much going. Mydudesa, beautiful shot onto KryJoys right around the corner. KryJoys having a little more difficulty than perhaps they were anticipating. So now we do see SAGU trying to back up here just a bit and keep this going. Cheesy in the meantime has found Crystal. Mydudesa diving headfirst into danger, barely able to stay alive, but in the meantime KryJoys finds their head. Post University forced to back up quite a bit here as they wait for the respawns to come in. Mydudesa 70% of the way towards their Dragon Strike, but in the meantime, Jericho has just about got the Kitsune rush going. With KryJoys picking Crystal, things are looking really good at the moment for a hold here from SAGU. Jericho now. Kitsune rush online. Especially considering the windows coming up as well, this could be devastating for Post University. They're going to have to do a really good job of kiting away from this as quickly as they can. Very getting close to theirs, though. So if Post University able to take this fight slow enough, they could be able to equalize here. Dragon Strike now coming in from Mydudesa. Going to go straight through the cart. Sights are up. Here comes the Kitsune rush now from Jericho. MultiKel, though, with a beautiful 2K. We'll close out this fight. Post University should be able to get this. Will definitely be able to get this point capture here. Give themselves almost 4.5 minutes on the clock as they move into second. Ninja getting close, though, to Terra Surge, which was pretty impactful last time. Again, would love to see them combine this with Hachizi's ultimate as well. Really gonna have to worry about this coalescence, though, because SavageWifey has been absolutely savage with these coalescences this entire game. Mydudesa finding KryJoys again. Pretty even sniper matchup, honestly, all things considered here. Be going down very low. SavageWifey right around the corner. Mydudesa finds Jericho. That's a big. Mydudesa just on the high ground right now, tossing in logs. Oh, but that's going to be Widow right beside them, taking their head off. So now KryJoys definitely going to be somebody to have to deal with here. Looking to Vero at the moment, but it's going to be Vero who gets the first headshot in. Forcing KryJoys to back up quite a bit. Holding core now on the point here via Crystal, but they drop down a little bit too far behind. That's going to be an easy cleanup here for the rest of the SAGU Lions. Ninja almost goes down, but saved at the last moment by Mydudesa, once again winning out that sniper duel. SavageWifey taking a lot of damage, but she is able to back up pretty effectively. Vera coming in here with the Kitsune Rush as well. If you combine that with the Dragon Strike, you find a lot of value here, especially if the Dragon Strike can keep them from backing up so that they have to stay in the Kitsune Rush where they do not want to be. Vera potentially looking for it back here. Amplification Matrix coming in. Gonna zone them away. Here comes that Kitsune Rush now. They're going to look to flank with KryJoys out of the equation again from Mydudesa. He's looking good here. It's a lot of damage, though, coming in from Machizi. Not going to be enough, though, to get anything done. And going to get another minute and a half on the clock here for Post University. So they will be running into this with close to 4 minutes. And maybe a little bit closer to 3.5, considering just how hard it is to get these final blows on Orisa. Still, even after the nerfs. Mydudesa does go down, but they will get the forward spawn, which is a pretty big boon here for Post University. Cheesy already in their turret form. Here comes the ultimate. Should zone everybody off point, but everybody's got a pretty easy get out of jail free card. They're actually opting to use the Suzu there instead. The Swift Step. SavageWifey not quite lucky enough to get out of there, so Post University gonna have to take this low. Here comes a Dragon Strike, though, from Mydudesa. Oh, Cheesy going down low. If they can take care of that Immortality Field. Beautiful pocket there, though, coming in. KryJoys able to get a couple of nice picks on Post University as well. This is a pretty good fight win. One that was absolutely necessary for SAGU if they hope to stay in this. If they hope to stall out Post University and prevent them from full capping. Big thing note here, no ultimates online just yet for Post University. They will be getting a couple of pretty impactful ones. Once again, if Crystal, if she can hold off on using that Molten Core until the last moment, until that card is right there in prime, ready to go. Here comes the Rip Tire once again from KryJoys. Holding on to it for a moment. Finds Crystal in the back line. Right as they were getting ready to activate that Molten Core, at least acquire it. SavageWifey takes a spear. Able to sustain through it, though. Mydudesa does find KryJoys. Crystal should be getting back to the point quickly. Once again, here we go with that Coalescence, would have been so useful in the past. Gravitic Flux coming in as well. Pretty easy to just laser them down with that Rainbow Lightsaber from Orisa. Pretty quick cleanup as well. Crystal is going to have this Molten Core here. That should absolutely seal the deal here. Putting it actually all over spawn, not even bothering to put it on the card, making sure that everybody just has to walk through that. Minute 37 on the clock for Post University. Definitely not a tough... definitely not an easy map to finish completely. So... spectacular so far from Post University. Just gonna have to wait and see what the attack will look like from SAGU. Lions need to post a big round here. Otherwise, again, Post University will go home with a 3-0 victory. Reverse sweep will be the only way they get out of this.
Ready for battle.
So, random little tidbit of information. Did you know you can stand there? I've seen a couple widows do it. I've done it myself on Wrecking Ball, too. It's actually a completely unexpected. Nice little spot there. These boats are very organized on the water as well. Almost too organized. Makes me suspicious. Gonna be a very aggressive forward hold here from Post University.
5, 4.
MultiKel on the Diva means that Hachizi definitely gonna have a lot harder time than they did before.
Stop the payload.
KryJoys taking out Mydudesa, though, almost immediately gonna really open things wide for SAGU. Gonna be able to get a decent amount of card progress here. MultiKel diving in now. When he is able to find Crystal as well, so things not starting out great to say the least here for Post University, but then again, it was kind of a similar story on the last map. MultiKel just decides to get out of dodge, back up, and try again. See if they can reconvene with the rest of their team. KryJoys is going to be a big thing to deal with here, because honestly, Post University does not have an answer for them at the moment. With Mydudesa on the Reaper, it's almost going to be free firing here for KryJoys. Mydudesa able to take out Hachizi, though, early on. MultiKel diving in now, pushing everybody back. Jericho going down very low. Forced to use the Swift Step. Not going to be enough to get to safety. The D-Mech does come in, though, onto MultiKel, so that's a pretty big deal here. They can keep them out of their mech before the next fight starts. Put themselves in a really good position. Mydudesa finish off KryJoys on that high ground. MultiKel does, in fact, get their mech back. Veronaron on the Zarya as well is interesting, although the Graviton Surge could be very, very devastating. KryJoys already used that turret form. We're able to sustain through this. Wendy going down. This is going to signal the go button for MultiKel. Push in. KryJoys unable to withstand the defense matrix plus the micro missiles plus the coalescence. Just a furious amount of damage. Nice cleanup as well onto Ninja. Post University might have lost their footing initially, but they certainly seem to have regained it now. Sound of a turret going up. Somewhere sneaky. KryJoys gonna dive onto the high ground. Mydudesa causing a little bit of problems. Does force them to back off. Mydudesa does have the Death Blossom ready to go as well. And now with that big threat out of the way, I'm looking to it to get a lot of value here. 4 ultimates on the board here. Here comes the Kitsune Rush. There is the Death Blossom stopping it in their tracks. Very, very economical fight win here for Post University once again. And especially being able to take the Kitsune Rush out of the equation, that is huge. One of the most impactful ultimates in the game still. KryJoys trying to get a little bit of purchase on the high ground, unable to, and in fact, Mydudesa taking them out again. MultiKel actually holding their own very well against the Zarya, who can counter them. Sound barriers for both sides. Bastion's turret form. Defense Matrix preventing a lot of that damage there. Big wall up from Crystal as well. KryJoys forced to back off. They are able to take out SavageWifey. Go down. There is going to be a self-destruct out from MultiKel. Not going to get a kill. They don't get the remake either, which means that now SAGU is in the driver's seat. Crystal, she tries to escape via a teleporter. Looks like it might be successful as well. Ooh. Letting Vero go, though, is unfortunate for them. Crystal does, in fact, get picked, but now Vero's going to be able to speed everybody back. So definitely going to be another fight here for Post University, but it is overtime. Here comes a Riptire. This could absolutely change the tides, though. Looking for that opportunity. Looking for somebody on point. Can't quite find who they're looking for. In the end, does get my dude, so that is a big pickup. Indeed, KryJoys now going into turret form. KryJoys still raining in a lot of damage. Just a little bit much for Post University to be able to handle, but they didn't really have too many ultimates going into that, so it was kind of expected that they were going to lose that fight. Going to use that to build up to their next set of ultimates. SavageWifey does have that coalescence once again. MultiKel should be able to get the Shatter online pretty quickly too, so if they combine those, that could be big. Especially considering the Graviton Surge is out. Jericho will have the Kitsune Rush though, which could be pretty valuable to them indeed. Wendy's going to want to try and get this sound barrier up and online too, otherwise things could be pretty bad for SAGU. But Wendy will, in fact, get that sound barrier online. Now, the big thing for them is they just need to make sure they stay alive when this next engagement starts. Most likely right around the corner with Mydudesa picking KryJoys. That's pretty big. Sound barrier does come out here. SavageWifey with the coalescence now. Be able to do a lot. Help sustain their team through that fight. Charge comes in, finds a trap, though. SavageWifey peeks a little bit too far in front of MultiKel's shield. They go down very, very low. Mydudesa, though, getting a lot of work done, apparently just in the backline. Not going to be quite enough. Almost gets that pick onto Ninja, but they are able to survive, and now they are 10% away from the Graviton Surge, but they can't push Right, they can't push at all because they're so low. The shields are going to come back, but they also have to wait for the entire rest of their team because the Graviton Surge not really going to get them much at this point. Like, slow people down. Turret's coming out from Crystal. Crystal, she's going down very, very low. Almost completely taken out. Here comes a wall. Dragon Strike going in through the middle of everything. Takes out Windy. That is big. So now we'll be able to disengage. Clutchire going to have to come up potentially with this Dragon Strike. MultiKel does take a cheesy off the map as well, stopping right at the end. 30 seconds left to go. This has got to be a fast regroup here for SAGU. Otherwise, this match is over. Post University looking to put the finishing touches right now on this map. They've got the tools to do it. They got the Shatter. You just focus everybody down, but Afro Ninja gets a pick onto Crystal, coming in from the back line. Now, Mydudesa going to try and have to equalize from high on above. MultiKel still looking for an opportunity for the Shatter. Doesn't feel like they quite have it at this point. Here comes Graviton Surge. Sound barrier is in from Vero. Beautiful to get that out in time. But there's also a Riptire. There is also damage coming from above. That's going to be a lot straight into the Reinhardt. Big picks in favor, but a huge Shatter that could turn things around. Ninja does get another pick. MultiKel still alive on points. Just going to be two players, MultiKel and Vero. Vero does eventually go down. So at the 11th hour, we will get to see third for SAGU. They stay alive long enough to fight another day. Again, this is a payload map, or rather an escort map. So unlike Hybrid, even if SAGU does not finish with time, they still get a minute on the clock. So again, going to have to work through this coalescence from SavageWifey, but Windy does have the sound barrier. So the tools are here. The opportunity is here for SAGU to hold on. SavageWifey definitely looking for an opportunity to use it. Jericho has the Kitsune Rush too, and nothing really to answer from that. Mydudesa has down very low, forced off that high ground, having swapped now over to the Soldier 76. Here comes that coalescence. As soon as they turn that corner, sound barrier is out now as well for Windy. Too many shields to get through. Vera does go down, but Mydudesa does find the counter pick onto a cheesy. Several people very, very low now here for Post University, but the heals are real. They do come through, and Mydudesa crucially has the tack visor. They're going to be able to hold on to it to this next fight. Plus, SAGU does not get a full reset. They will not get a full fight. They're going to have to come into this scuffed because somebody's going to have to touch.
10 seconds.
It's easy. Almost there onto point. Clutchire does get the last touch. They go straight into the face of Mydudesa with a bubble. Big heads up play there, but the tack visor is going to be too big from Mydudesa. Able to take one out. You're gonna have to get a couple of more here. MultiKel once again getting very close to the Shadow. Jericho is down, so that's big. Nobody looks even close enough to touch, and that will be that. Post University with a 3-0 victory tonight over SAGU. Beautifully played as well. Lots of great moments from both teams, but in the end, Post University just stronger. Clutchire, though, absolutely, I think, the standout player from SAGU. So many fantastic Riptires, so many great heads-up plays. Love to see it. Good game from everybody involved here tonight. So thank you all so much for tuning in. It has been my pleasure to be here with you tonight. Once again, my name, Warren JuggleGod Hammond, here for Post University Esports Overwatch 2. Thank you all very much for tuning in. That's going to do it for us tonight. GG's, and see you next time.